From dimly lit colonial schoolhouses to automated research laboratories, the physical evolution of American learning follows a trajectory of increasing technical precision. Modern perspectives often reduce schooling to a transactional exchange, a way for individuals to purchase the specific skills required by the job market. The architects of the American Republic viewed education through the lens of political survival. They feared that a populace unable to discern truth from demagoguery would eventually trade their new liberties for the security of a tyrant. To secure the state, they envisioned two distinct pillars, one to forge the democratic citizen and another to manufacture the technological innovator. These missions defined the national development plan for centuries, linking the growth of the individual to the stability of the Union. The state engineered this system as a calculated survival mechanism, prioritizing national longevity over individual betterment. Following the Revolution, the United States existed as a collection of competing regional loyalties and religious sects, lacking a shared cultural vocabulary. Thomas Jefferson proposed a tiered public education system. He advocated for state-supported schools to identify merit across all social classes, training a natural aristocracy to lead the republic through reason rather than birthright. By the 1830s, this philosophical goal transformed into the Common School movement, an effort to provide universal, non-sectarian instruction to the entire public. Secretary Horace Mann spearheaded the professionalization of teaching, standardizing the curriculum to ensure that every student, regardless of their background, absorbed the same civic values. The physical layout of these schools emphasized discipline and uniformity. Students sat in rigid rows facing a central authority, learning the habits of obedience and punctuality required for both the factory and the polling place. The founders believed that standardized civics and public virtue provided the necessary social glue to prevent the republic from splintering into warring factions. This democratic pillar relied on systemic exclusion. For nearly a century, legal codes explicitly prohibited enslaved people, indigenous groups, and many women from participating in this project of civic preparation. After the Civil War, freedmen's schools became radical sites of democratic rebuilding. In these simple wooden buildings, multiple generations of Black citizens sought the literacy that had been systematically denied to them under the law of slavery. Decades later, the struggle to desegregate these institutions reached a breaking point, requiring federal military force to protect students exercising their right to an equal education. These confrontations over classroom access served as a direct stress test of the Constitution's promise of equal protection. Securing entry into the physical classroom functioned as the legal and social equivalent of securing full American citizenship. While the first pillar focused on the citizen, the second adapted to an economy pivoting from agrarian farms to mechanized industry. The 1862 Morrill Act created land-grant universities, using federal land to fund a new educational mission, the modernization of the national economy. These institutions moved away from classical theology and Latin, focusing instead on applied science, mechanical engineering, and advanced agricultural research. After 1944, the GI Bill brought millions of veterans onto college campuses, democratizing access to the professional and technical expertise once reserved for the elite. The Cold War accelerated this shift, as Washington poured billion-dollar federal subsidies into university laboratories, seeking a technological advantage over foreign adversaries. This investment transformed campuses like MIT into global research hubs, pioneering the first iterations of computer science and artificial intelligence. By the late 20th century, the federal government had permanently linked America's global economic position to the innovations produced within its university system. We are entering an era where automated labor and artificial intelligence are reconceiving human work. As algorithms take over routine analytical tasks, the human role shifts. Mastery of the innovation pillar provides the tools to build these systems, but the democracy pillar provides the ethical framework to govern them, deciding who controls knowledge and how its benefits are distributed. Professor Milton Biswas argues that the American education system has never been a static institution or a mere observer of the national story. The classroom is the active crucible where American identity is debated, contested, and constructed by each new generation. Teaching the next generation remains the primary mechanism for rebuilding the American nation from the ground up, year after year.